Today is Monday, the 29th, Tuesday, 2018. And cancer is serious. It seems like if you don't catch cancer right away, like real early, you have no way of beating it. And I had a few people in my family die of cancer. And cancer is serious. Just recently, I had a family member die on Saturday. My dog, his name is Tyson, and he expired at 11:50 p.m. on Saturday from cancer. And it's weird because he had all this energy. He was eating his food, everything was good, and we took him to the vet. And because he had a lump on his throat, we figured, well, maybe the doctor could take a look at him, because he didn't show any signs of slowing down. His appetite, he just didn't show any signs of being sick. He just had like a lump on his throat. So when we took him to the vet, they put him on some steroid and something for his belly to be able to, I guess, keep his food down from throwing up and stuff like that. And while he was on that medication, again, he was himself. He was running around. All was good. So then the doctor said, I'm afraid that it might be real aggressive cancer, so let's wean him off the medication so we can do a biopsy. So the second medication that he prescribed to wean him off the first medication with the steroid and things really brought his health down. He wasn't eating, he was losing weight at a rapid pace. He lost his energy. He didn't want to do anything. He's laying down. He's all lethargic. I mean, he went from the most energetic dog to the most tired, the most, like, night and day. It was night and day. And I just said to myself, if they would have just kept him on the first medication and then just let the cancer take him out or whatever, I think that would have been better for him, because it seemed like he was more happier with, the first medication. So it got to a point where I just couldn't see him in that state anymore. So I decided to take him to I took him to an emergency, I guess, veterinarian that's like 24 hours. As soon as they saw him, they was like, oh, he's not going to make it. It's over for him. So if you want to say your last words, be alone with him and stuff like that. And it's weird because when he was in the house, he seemed like he was okay. He was just there. But then when he got to the hospital, it seemed like he felt in his spirit that, okay, this is a place where I could come to sleep and never wake up again. Like, he knew he wasn't going home. And, so I sat there and I talked to him, told him it was going to be all right. And he took his last breath. And that was the end of that. So he was cremated. Now, again, I've never been through this process, so I didn't know what to expect. So they cremated him, which was $430 to cremate him. Then they asked if I wanted to take the ashes with me. in case I wanted to bury it in the backyard or something like that. That's an additional $400. That's an additional $400. But what they decided that what they suggested that I could do is keep the ashes there, and then I guess they'll bury him somewhere on the property, and then I could go visit him and stuff like that. And I don't know, but yeah, I've lost my best friend after 11 and a half years, and the nurse, well, the doctor rather, told me that for a Weimaraner, that's pretty good because they usually last 8 years. And again, I bought this dog not knowing the dog's temperament, anything dealing with health issues or anything like that. I just liked the dog and I bought him, not knowing how to take care of him, not knowing what type of exercise the dog would need. I wound up finding all this out throughout the process of having him because he was just so like energetic and really wanted to play all the time. But because I like dogs, and he was a real good dog, I had no problem playing with him and stuff like that. So it just came naturally. But when it comes to as they start getting up there in years, what to look for, I didn't know what to look for. And again, that lump on his throat, I knew it that's not normal. So to get it checked out, I didn't know it was cancer, but he was still his same old self until the drugs came into play. When the drugs came into play, that's when it just made things worse for him. And I'm not gonna name the place that I took him to, because I'm sure they do good work and they deal with a lot of rescue dogs, and they, they're not that expensive as opposed to some of the other places I've been to. So I'm not going to like badmouth them or whatever, but I just think that if they would have looked at him the way the last doctor looked at him, I think they wouldn't have gave him any drugs, or if they would have gave him drugs, they would have kept him on the first set of drugs instead of weaning him more, because it just sped up the process of him dying. And it made me a little angry. And I know that when it comes to veterinarian care, I won't be going back there again. That's for sure. I'll spend a little extra money for a doctor to look at a dog that I bring in and be like, okay, this is what we need to do. The last place, the other place that prescribed him the drugs that brought his health down, it seemed like they was just trying things to see what would work, which I think was a mistake on their part. But given the fact that the cancer was so advanced, I don't even think anybody could have done anything. I wasn't expecting that, but for his energy to be zapped and for his health to just decrease so rapidly, I think that as a doctor prescribing those drugs, that should have been a last resort if you felt that was necessary. But again, I brought him there with the energy of a healthy dog, and it really bothered me. But yeah, my dog Tyson is gone. He died Saturday, and like right now I'm feeling a little empty, because every time I would go home, I would expect to see him there, and he would greet me, and I would take him out, and we would play, and I would feed him, and all this stuff. And now to see some of his things around the house and him not there, it just seems so strange after all this time seeing him and not seeing him anymore and knowing how he went out. It's a little strange, but I'm gonna see if I could get another Weimaraner. I'm looking into it now. I'm doing some research, trying to find a spot, and I thought between Doberman Pinscher, Weimaraner, between the two, but I'm just gonna get another Weimaraner because those dogs are really nice dogs.